Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about fatty acid oxidation. So the principal method of fatty acid oxidation in the body is beta oxidation. We already discussed about beta oxidation. So here today we will discuss about minor pathways that are alpha, then omega and peroxisomal fatty acid oxidations. So beta oxidation is the principal method. Then minor pathways are alpha oxidation, beta oxidation, alpha oxidation, omega oxidation and peroxisomal fatty acid oxidation. So first we will see alpha oxidation. Alpha oxidation involves decarboxylation of the COH group after hydroxylation and the formation of fatty acid containing odd number of carbon atoms. Formation of fatty acids having odd number of carbon atoms, which subsequently undergoes repeated beta oxidation, which then undergoes beta oxidation. This is alpha oxidation. Here there is no activation of fatty acids necessary in alpha oxidation. Then in the body, alpha oxidation serves to synthesize alpha hydroxy fatty acids like cerebronic acid of brain cerebrocytes and sulfatates. Cerebronic acid. Cerebronic acid. So in the body, alpha oxidation serves to synthesize alpha hydroxy fatty acids like cerebronic acid. Then it serves to form odd carbon long chain fatty acid required in brain sphingolipids. Brain sphingolipids. Then it also helps to oxidize phytanic acid. Oxidize phytanic acid. This phytanic acid is produced from dietary phytol. It is a constant of chlorophyll of plant foodstuffs. It is produced from dietary phytols. So, alpha oxidation helps to oxidize phytanic acid. Then phytanic acid is oxidized by alpha oxidation with phytanate alpha oxidase. Phytanate alpha oxidase. This enzyme is alpha hydroxylase enzyme. Then it gives carbon dioxide. It gives carbon dioxide and odd carbon chain fatty acid, pristanic acid, and gives pristanic acid from phytanic acid. Then this pristanic acid is then completely oxidized by beta oxidation. This is completely oxidized by beta oxidation. So this is about alpha oxidation. Next we will see the steps in alpha oxidation. First step is formation of alpha hydroxy fatty acid. Formation of alpha hydroxy fatty acid from fatty acid, long chain fatty acid. For example, RCH2, CH2, CH2, COOH. This is long chain fatty acid by the enzyme alpha hydroxylase. Alpha hydroxylase. It is converted to alpha hydroxy fatty acid. That is the first step. CH2, CH2. This is the alpha carbon. So hydroxyl group enters here. So CHOH, COOH. So this is called alpha. This is alpha carbon. So alpha hydroxy fatty acid by the enzyme alpha hydroxylase. Here cofactors are Fe++, then vitamin C or FH4. These are the cofactors required here. So this is the first step, formation of alpha hydroxy fatty acid. Then second step is decarboxylation to produce an odd carbon long chain fatty acid. Second step is decarboxylation. So in the second step, this alpha hydroxy fatty acid undergoes decarboxylation and to produce an odd carbon long chain fatty acid. So by the enzyme dehydrogenase, here NAD plus, NADH plus H plus. It is converted to a keto acid, alpha keto acid, that is CH2, CH2, C double bond O. This hydroxyl group is changed by ketone group. Then COH because of dehydrogenation. So it is changed to alpha keto fatty acid. This is the second step. Then this again decarboxylation, it forms from alpha keto acid, it forms odd chain fatty acid with one carbon less, that is RCH2 CH2 COOH. RCH2 CH2 COOH. This is odd chain fatty acid. Odd chain fatty acid, that is 3 numbers. Number 3, carbon 1, 2, 3. This odd chain fatty acid with one carbon less than the original one. This is the second step. In the third step, odd chain fatty acid undergoes repeated beta oxidation to produce acetyl-CoA n times. Then this odd chain fatty acid undergoes repeated beta oxidation to produce acetyl-CoA and propionyl-CoA. This propionyl-CoA is converted to succinyl-CoA, and succinyl-CoA enters into TCA cycle. This is the steps in the alpha oxidation. Next we will see omega oxidation. Omega oxidation. This is also a minor pathway in fatty acid oxidation. In omega oxidation, fatty acids undergo oxidation at the omega carbon, producing dicarboxylic acid, which is then subjected to beta oxidation. It produces dicarboxylic acid. This dicarboxylic acid, which then undergoes beta oxidation and cleavage and forms smaller dicarboxylic acids. Both alpha and omega oxidation occur in brain microsomes but are negligible compared to that of beta oxidation. So we will see the steps in omega oxidation. First step is hydroxylation of omega carbon. Step 1 is hydroxylation. CH3, CH2, CH2 n times, CH2, COOH. Here this is alpha, beta, gamma, alpha, beta, then gamma. In the last it is omega. So omega carbon, this is the omega carbon. So hydroxylation takes place in the omega carbon. So by the enzyme hydroxylase, omega hydroxylase, it is converted to omega hydroxy fatty acid, that is CH2, CH2OH, CH2, CH2 3 times, CH2, COOH. This is the alpha carbon. So this is called omega hydroxy fatty acid. Omega hydroxy fatty acid. Then there is step 2. This omega hydroxy fatty acid is oxidized with the help of an NADP dependent enzyme. It is oxidized in the presence of NADP dependent enzyme to produce alpha omega dicarboxylic acid. NADP plus dependent enzyme, that is NADP plus NADPH plus H plus. Then it undergoes oxidation and to produce COOH, CH2, CH2 n times CH2, COOH, alpha and omega. So it is called alpha omega dicarboxylic acid. Alpha omega dicarboxylic acid. That is the second step. In the third step, even carbon dicarboxylic acid, this even carbon dicarboxylic acid then undergoes repeated beta oxidation. It undergoes beta oxidation and to produce acetyl-CoA and one molecule of succinyl-CoA plus succinyl-CoA. The succinyl-CoA then enters into TCA cycle. So this is a steps in omega oxidation. Next we will see the difference between the alpha and omega oxidation. Difference between alpha and omega oxidation. In the alpha oxidation, the substrate is even carbon long chain fatty acid. Even carbon long chain fatty acid. In omega, there is medium and long chain fatty acid. Substrate is medium and long chain fatty acid. In the alpha, the sites is microsomes of brain and liver. But in omega, it is in liver microsomes only. Then here the enzyme is alpha hydroxylase. Alpha hydroxylase, it is a monooxygenase. Here it is omega hydroxylase. Omega hydroxylase, it is also a monooxygenase. In alpha, the cofactors required are Fe++, then vitamin C or FH4. Then in omega, cofactors are cytochrome P450, then flavoprotein reductase and NADP+. Flavoprotein reductase and NADP+. These are the difference between this alpha and omega. Next type of fatty acid oxidation is peroxisomal. So next we will see the role of peroxisomes in oxidation of fatty acid. Role of peroxisomes. That is oxidation of very long chain fatty acids. Oxidation of very long chain fatty acids. Peroxisomes facilitate the oxidation of very long chain fatty acids like C20, C22, etc. The enzymes in peroxisomes do not attack shorter chain fatty acids. A modified form of beta oxidation is found in peroxisomes and leads to the formation of acetyl-CoA and H2O2 from the flavoprotein linked dehydrogenase step. So this H2O2 formed in the process is broken down by catalase enzyme. The dehydrogenation in peroxisomes is not linked to phosphorylation and thus there is no ATP formation. The enzymes of peroxisomes are induced by high fat diet and in some species by hypolipidemic drugs like clofibrin. Then another role of peroxisomal beta oxidation is to shorten the side chain of cholesterol in bile acid formation. Shorten the side chain of cholesterol in bile acid formation. Then peroxisomes also take part in the synthesis of glycolipids, cholesterol and dolicol. Dolicol means dolicol is a polyisoprenoid. Polyisoprenoid. It is formed from farnesyl diphosphate by further addition of up to 16 isopentenyl residues. Then end products in peroxisomes are octanoyl-CoA, then and acetyl-CoA. Octanyl-CoA and acetyl-CoA, which are removed from peroxisomes to mitochondria with the help of carnitine for further oxidation. So this is about fatty acid oxidation. This is today's topic. Thank you for watching.